Oh, the UI's like refreshing and stuff. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign. Well, it's a homebrew campaign. I don't even know what Dungeons and Dragons is anymore. I just sometimes log in and
We like roll dice.
I think something. It's been a while. Thank you all for your patience very, very much. Tess, how are you feeling? Are you recovered? Are you cool?
Yeah, still dealing with a little bit of aches and pains, but a lot better now.
And that's just me. I'm the aches and pains.
You the aches, I'm the pains.
All right. It's been a while. Let's talk about what happened the last time we played. Does anybody remember what happened last time?
I mean, people start disappearing and stuff is what I remember.
People have been disappearing. That's right. Yeah. So you guys
Last person was the barkeep's wife, right?
yes,
Or the
yeah,
tavern.
yeah. Suddenly the bartender doesn't seem to remember that he's married. Very strange things happening in this town indeed. You also went out on a sort of spiritual journey out in the Verdantin Chantra, which is the forest that surrounds Schapeben. You met with your deity, Eulanthi. You met with Lanwillen, who informed you that there's some weird shit going on. They seem to be unable to. Lanwillen seems to be unable to go back to the celestial plane from which she hails. You know that this is like something that this is like the plane that basically gives her godlike abilities. Tess, you were
And
also.
her-
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I know her mate was also there. Cormac, is that his name?
Yes, that's correct. So, Tess, you were taken down into the temple of Kelimvor, basically given the same story.
They whipped me.
You were told that you all are the only people who are able to solve this problem, although the reason for that is not exactly clear at this point, I don't think. Unless it is, and you guys know, and I don't, then, if you do, let me know. It's been a few months. My memory is not that...
If I remember correctly, we were also told to go investigate the mirror in the college. Is that right?
That's something that's been on your docket for a while.
Okay.
That's something that's been on the docket for a while. The mirror acts as a sort of for this is mainly for the viewers out there. The mirror acts as a sort of link between the material plane and other planes of existence. So it can link different times. It can link all sorts of stuff. So in previous sessions, you had learned that the mirror had acted as some sort of a link that had taken you to the future, and hijinks happened, and then you came back, and all of a sudden, this weird plague is like stricken Solterra, which is the other continent, the one that you're not currently on, because you've come to Schapeben to further study. All of the goings on, and then you started encountering all this bullshit. I have colorful language, viewers. If you're new, yeah, that's me. I say fuck a lot. That's how we know that this is an adult conversation, because we say fuck a lot.
You want some PG language? You go play Candyland or something. This is for the big boys.
Yeah, everybody say fuck.
Fuck! Fuck!
All right.
Banned on Twitch.
Banned on Twitch. We're now only streaming on Facebook because they don't monitor shit. No, I'm just kidding. You don't stream on Facebook. That's just where we go to buy furniture. Used furniture. Okay. Returning also from a break, we have Rek. Welcome back. It's good to have you, buddy.
Good to be back.
So there's going to be a bit of a divide. It turns out Rek only missed one actual in-day game. I know it was like several sessions worth of content, but it was only one in-day game. So that's or in-game day. In-game day. I'm saying that all messed up.
I want to hear about Rex's adventures during the day while we got up to our shenanigans.
Oh well, why don't we get down to it? Our journey continues, starting in the What Ails Ya Tavern. It is morning time. Everybody has woke up. You approach the bartender, who has told you, or well, who you from whom you found out no longer remembers that he was ever married. He toils behind the bar in front of you now, and
Oh, pardon me. Real quick. My
on.
screen is grayed out. I think I might be the wrong token.
yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I'm a druid causing druid problems.
No, it's okay. Are you in wolf form?
I believe so.
Whamp.
Yay. That's more like it.
Your dog.
I mean, roof.
Wreck, you emerge from your slumber. I would like to take a moment, though, Wreck. As you wake up, you had some pretty disturbing dreams last night. All you can remember of it is a face, the eyes of which just black, liquidy voids. Suddenly spilling out over the face. A scream shatters what silence, what previously was there. You probably woke up in a sweat. As you emerge from the into the bar proper,
Where is everybody?
you look over toward the bar area. You see everyone kind of sitting in front of this bartender. He is after your brief conversation with him just a few moments ago. He now toils behind the bar, humming a seemingly familiar tune. Ah, Rick, it is good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, he walks up to Valphalin. Yeah, I guess I missed you yesterday and went back to sleep and had a terrible dream. But I'm here now. I I've I seen some weird things yesterday. Did y'all have any weird happenings?
You could definitely say that. Tess says from across the bar.
Yolanthe circles around Rick and wags her tail and barks at him, all happy.
What kind of weird happenings did you see, my friend?
Well, I was trying to go around and I went to the park and I was trying to talk to people, see if I couldn't get any more information about the people that we know aren't around. And in the town square, there's certain businesses that look like they've been boarded up for weeks, and we just went in them just a few days ago.
Very strange.
And people are walking up like they're going to go into it, and then they just change their minds and walk away. It's like somehow they know what they don't know.
Troubling.
I tried asking them about it, and they were like, and they just thought they made a mistake and then they went on about their day, and they couldn't. No one knew what I was talking about.
Boarded up for weeks, you say? Like,
Well, it seems that
could
way.
you peer in between the boards at all to check for dust or?
I didn't break into anything because we don't do that.
No
as he looks
we don't.
around the tavern.
Never done that once, no.
But as far as I could tell, I mean, we could go take a closer look.
I would be interested to see this for myself. The bartender turns to you. I will say Ian Fear. Y'all been in town, staying here for a few days now. I figured I might as well write you up a bill of sale for the time you've spent so far. Not that anything's due, just so that we have everything nice and documented. You understand?
Yeah, especially these days. I think we kind of need to have a record of these things.
Yes. Let me just sign off on it here real quick. And he pulls out a sheet that seems to be already filled out, and he signs down at the bottom, hands it over to you. Oh, there you go. It lists the different rates that you're paying for the rooms and everything, but strangely, Ian Fear, right smack in the center of this page is scrawled in this strange, like almost like very panicked looking handwriting. It says, "It's watching us right now. The window."
I'm gonna say, by any chance, do you think we can get a copy of this just, for our own records?
That's what I handed you. This is for your records.
Oh, neat. Yeah, sure.
I have my own copy.
I'm gonna pull it along, and then I'm gonna slowly slide it along to say, I think you others should also double check this to make sure that this looks right.
Who are you sliding it to? Back to him, or?
I'm gonna slide it alongside the bar towards Val Phelan.
It's a long slide.
As you slide the page over to Darkul, who's sitting next to you, he kind of raises an eyebrow at it. Yestis, in turn, also looks perplexed. Val Phelan picks it up, and it's almost as though you can like see him like visibly like anxious about what he's seeing. Rek, curiously, you take a look over his shoulder. You see the exact same text. "It's watching us, the window."
How many windows are there in this building anyway?
Rek is now starting to get a little nervous and is just kind of very slowly looking around.
Psychon, to answer Ian Fear, to answer your question, there in this particular room there are two windows, one here and one here.
Sorry, can you ping those windows one more time?
Absolutely, I can. They're on the southern wall here and here, right in front of the two tables.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Are these like paned windows, or they just open like holes in the wall?
What was that?
They have like glass panes, or are they just like open holes?
No, they have glass panes. Yes.
Ah, dang it! I was gonna see if I could smell anything.
Well, you do have a very strong sense of smell.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, I'm gonna roll that shit.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
First roll of the game. What's
That'd
up?
be a perception check.
Do I have advantage or no?
Yes, you do. 19. While you don't smell anything, for just a moment, there's that strange sensation that all of a sudden some sound that was present before was no longer there, and the moment that you notice it, it's as though that sound once again returns.
Yolanthe growls a little bit.
Looking toward the window, though, Yolanthe, you don't see anything there. Oh, I just realized that my audio is not coming through here. That's no good. We want...
I hear some spooky music.
Yeah, it's just not coming through on the stream, it seems.
Oh, no.
Where is that? That wouldn't be coming through here. That would be kind of dumb. Yeah, okay. It's not coming through there. Very strange.
I can hear you on stream.
Yeah, can you hear the music on the stream though? That's kind of what I'm... Oh, that's why. Okay, I figured it out. This should be coming through. Is that really how I have that connected? I guess it is, yeah. Interesting. Okay. So can I, like, do that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be doing this live right now. Maybe if I... Oh, there we go. Got it. Haha. I rock. Okay.
E.
Hopefully that's not too loud for y'all out there. Actually, let me drop the volume a little bit so it's not drowning us all out. There we go. Okay. Very creepy. So, all of you, ooh, stretch. So yes, all of you have now seen this parchment with the strange writing right in the center.
Tess hasn't seen it yet because she's all the way across from everyone, but she can see
The visible
nervous.
anxiety and nervousness.
And nervous
I cannot
looks.
read.
So she's going to pat Scrito to tell him kind of like stay in place, and then she's gonna move over to see what all the hubbub is about.
So you see that just as I described this, it's obviously a bill of sale, or well, it's like a rental, kind of agreement. Lists down the price and everything that you'll be paying, and right smack in the center of it, there's this scrawled writing that says, "It's watching us." The window.
Does anyone have a pen on them?
A writing device, yes.
Can Tess please borrow it?
Val sifts through his pack real quick and hands you a quill and some ink.
Does the handwriting from the note on there match the handwriting from the bill of sale?
Yes.
So, what Tess would like to do is, looking at the tavern owner, she's going to say, "Oh, Tess thinks she may have found an error with this bill of sale, if we could." And she's going to underline that panic scrawled, and then write down in her own handwriting next to it, "Did you write this?" And then pass the bill of sale, like, toward...
Back to the bartender.
Yeah, back to the bartender.
He takes a step over, grabs the paper, looks down at it. What? No, I don't remember writing that. He kind of looks really perplexed by it, like he like conflicted almost. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what happened here. I'll get you a new one.
No. It's okay. Tess just wanted to know.
Are you messing with me? Just
Tess can assure you she does not know how to write in your handwriting.
he has like visible like chills.
But from what we can tell, do I roll an insight to see if he's like, just telling the truth?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or if he's trying to play it off?
You can certainly try.
Get used to navigating again.
Right? A 21.
Yes, sir.
He's legit, yeah. He absolutely has no idea what you're talking about, but as far as you can tell, that handwriting is his.
And out of curiosity, my friend, when did you write this bill of sale? Do you remember? Was it this morning or last night?
It was just a few minutes ago, right before y'all came out.
Thank you. Tess will ensure that you will get all of the funds, plus some extra for the tip and the kindness. Your hospitality is very appreciated.
I think I need to sit down for a minute. Kind of walks off toward one of the tables. Actually, I'm gonna have him sit right here at the bar. Just kind of sits down, looks really confused. Oh, if you need anything, of course.
Of course. Take your time. Get some rest.
Yolanthe
Val.
cannot read the note, but she can sense the tension, so she goes up to Tess and kind of whines at her, like looking confused.
Seems we have another mystery to solve, gang.
I don't think it's another mystery. I think it's the same one.
Val's just kind of looking back and forth at y'all under his breath. He says, I don't like this.
Tess is not a fan either. And she's gonna look toward the windows.
Yestis pulling a flask out from within his jacket, takes a quick swig, and I don't like this either. I've never seen anything like this all my years.
This paired with people mysteriously disappearing does not bode well. Somebody knows something. They're just not talking. Or perhaps they're not able to.
Can I
Tess
ask
would
a quick?
appreciate thoughts on where to go next. Sorry, Yolanthe.
Oh, sorry, it's all right. Can I ask a quick out of character question about Yestis?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it established that all the disappearances are limited to this city, or didn't he have some come from wherever he came from?
So he traveled to this city when he received a basically a call to action to any investigators within like the general region. And he's more of a well-known individual for that trade. So he was brought in when he received a call from what the hell was his name?
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky. What was his actual name? Hold on. His name was Sergeant Stormrider. Talking about a case of a missing person, and when he arrived, Sergeant Stormrider seemed like he didn't know who he was. Like, he seemed like he didn't know that there was a disappearance. Strangely enough.
Okay, got it. All right, back in character. Bark, bark, wolf.
You also, you all had went to confront Sergeant Stormrider about that, and it was very clear to all of you that he had no idea what y'all were talking about. Just another case gone cold, as Estes would say.
Perhaps we should go investigate those boarded up shops. Check for clues.
I'm inclined to agree with that. As am I. Well,
Sounds like the most sound plan.
nothing else here. Shall we depart?
Yeah, I can show you the ones I was talking about.
Let me grab a copy of the party. We'll just bada bing. That was actually kind of easy. let me get y'all into sort of a marching order here. Something that looks a little bit better. Put y'all in a all right, so we are headed to the Market District. As you exit the bar,
Boom, scene change.
as you exit the bar, you notice that things are well. The weather out is pretty gray, and as you walk down toward the Market District, it begins to rain. The Market District is its usual. Sorry, one moment. Market District is its usual. Seems to be very busy. You see a lot of people kind of milling about. I'd like everybody to go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Seeing 21s, 22s, a 19. Oh no, the 19 was from earlier, I think. Yeah, that was from earlier. Okay.
We are on high alert.
22, 22, 16, 17. Yeah, everybody is on high alert. Which, yeah, that tracks because, anxiety. So one thing that you notice when you get here, you all do notice this, is there's a stall down here to the south that appears to be completely unmanned, despite all of the wares sitting out on the counter as if the shop is open. First thing you'll notice when you come out.
What kind of wares?
Looks like just various like cloth. Seems like it's some sort of general store. You remember passing by there just the other day, and yeah, it was a general store, or it is a general store. But as far as you remember, no one's ever worked there.
Very strange indeed.
What would you all like to do?
Follow rec.
Yeah, it was this way, guys. And Rec is also looking at all the other shops for anything different as he's going along now.
As you come into the market district proper, the first thing that you notice is that there are indeed shops that are that look to be like fully open, but nobody is there. Occasionally, you'll notice that and welcome in, S2K Art. You notice that there, in particular, this person here has walked up to the counter, kind of looks confused for a moment, and then just kind of continues on their way.
Which person? Can you ping them?
Yeah, it's this person over here. They had walked up to this counter, and they just kind of like, look, huh, and they just kind of walk off.
Well, it was nice of them not to steal anything.
It is a little odd then, because it seems like they don't notice that something is off until they reach their destination.
Right? Perhaps that they don't realize anything is off at all. I don't like this.
Tess is going to approach that shop that we just saw that person approach and then walk away from. Well, Tess and Scriteau, rather.
Val kind of meanders over toward the blacksmith shop, and you see him kind of get into a conversation with the person behind the counter there.
I'm going to head over to the magic shop area over here.
Okay.
Whoops.
Whoop. There we go. Sarahi goes with you. Darkcool and Yestis seem to go to some other buildings.
Rec moves up behind Tess and Valphalin, but kind of stands in the middle between where they're at, and he's looking back and forth, rather nervous, trying to keep an eye on the rest of the party.
Like a nervous babysitter.
You overhear a conversation between Valphalin and this fellow here. At least a fragment of it, in which he says, "No, we've never had a master blacksmith. It's just been me."
Oh no.
Valphalin looks confused. Sure enough, Tess, as you approach the stall here, all the wares are laid out as though the store is open, but no one appears to be present. You don't remember there ever being anyone who worked here, however. It's just kind of always been in this state. Not really sure why.
Are there any, is this place boarded up? The door itself?
No.
Or the front of the shop?
Nope, you can just walk right in. Just pop the door, it comes right open. Everything inside the shop, inside the, this seems to be sort of a smaller, like, warehouse area. All the goods that are available at the surrounding shops are sort of strewn about on shelves and in crates here. They look like they were recently tampered with in some way, likely by one of the shop owners, but like I said, as far as you recall, nobody's ever worked here. Maybe somebody was stealing? Oh.
Yolanthe starts eating some of the food.
It's mostly like fruits, vegetables.
I see what looks like lemons, and I'm just imagining Yolanthe chomping on a lemon, and then you know that meme where like your
Yes.
entire face like sucks in backwards, like
She spits it
Immediate
out.
regret. Immediate regret.
without any respect or regard to anyone at all. Tess is just gonna start rifling through things in this room. Chests. She's looking for any kind of documents, papers, any kind of journals or diaries.
Okay, please roll an investigation check. Five-finger discount sale. You search through, well, everything sort of in your general vicinity. You don't find any papers or any kind of documents, anything like that.
I'm gonna start sniffing.
Go ahead and roll a. Well, what are you sniffing for?
It's trying to smell if it smells like any familiar human or like anything weird, like a monster.
Go ahead and roll. Perception check. I'll let you go ahead and roll with advantage. Ooh, 30.
Hell yeah. Ain't nothing getting past me.
So there are a lot of smells in this place, but one distinctly that you can pick out is the somewhat familiar smell of an elf, I think. Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely an elf. It's familiar, but nobody's ever worked here. Why would it smell that way? Maybe that's the thief?
All right, Yolanthe's gonna shake off Ape and get back to Eldrin form.
All right. That should do it.
Ian Fair, when he's up at the shop, he's gonna go to the shopkeeper and go, by any chance, do you have like a compendium of like monsters or ancient creatures, things like that in this region?
A compendium of monsters, you say? That's not something that I would keep in my shop, you see. But you might try the library.
The beholder turns most of its eye stalks to look at you.
That's uncomfortable. Ew.
Okay. Sorry, it's just I was looking to see if there might be sorry, give me a moment.
Perhaps that is something I should consider, keeping books. I have thought about buying out the place next door, since no one works there.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty large shop next door. Certainly expand your inventory, wouldn't it?
Indeed.
Do you know what it used to be before it was emptied?
It's never had anyone there. As far back as I can recall.
Yeah, I mean, and it definitely seems like it's been waiting for the right owner, I guess.
Is there anything else that I can get for you today?
I think you've helped me to the extent that I need.
Well, please keep us in mind. Me in mind.
With that, I'm gonna move down back outside.
Once you do, Sarahi, once you get outside, Sarahi kind of turns to you and in a sort of hushed, kind of whispering under her breath, did it seem like... Did he seem confused to you?
I think, although he said the shop had been empty, it hadn't fully sunk into his brain because he went back through muscle memory to try to say his usual greeting.
I don't remember anyone working there either. But that... my head's starting to hurt.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for there to be a big building with only one shop owner and the other half empty.
I don't know. I'm confused and I'm scared. I like that it zoomed my screen over to that.
I wasn't expecting it to do that, but yeah, quick AFK, BRB.
Rick, what are you up to?
Rex, he moved down a little bit further so he could see into the shop and still keep an eye on Tess and Yolanthe, but also looking back at Valphalin, he's got this terrible feeling after the note and all this other stuff going on, and he's real nervous that the party's all over the place.
You continue to listen to Valphalin with his exchange with this, who seems to be the shop owner sitting here before him.
And that's not the shop owner I remember.
He says,
Well, could I bother you for some arrows then?
well, he kind of stammers and looks kind of vaguely back toward the door. Let me, I'll go check. He opens up the door and goes inside. Before long comes back out. I'm sorry, we're out of stock. I suppose I'll have to, I can fill your order if you'll give me a few days.
Hmm.
A few days to make arrows. Interesting. Well, I'll speak again with you in a few days then.
Valphalin, looking perplexed, walks back over to you.
Strange that they have a blacksmith here with no blacksmith. Well, not a proper one at any rate, for such a large town.
Was there a sign above the shop that was next to the magic shop?
Yes, there is.
And what does it say it is again?
One moment, let me pull that up. It's been a bit, so let me see. That is in here. Aha! It says the Potion Parlor.
That sounds right to me. Rick looks at Valphalin and goes, don't you remember a dwarf working there?
A dwarf? I I'm not sure.
I could have sworn.
Oh. I'm not sure.
Well, I went to the magic store, and everything is as they say, but they mention that the shop next to them has been empty for as long as they can remember. And that's unusual considering how large a shop it is.
Hmm.
In fact, there's a sign and everything over the top.
Indeed. Strange that it would be empty. But it's always been? Oh, this is very confusing.
Yestis kind of paces over.
Darkol and I saw basically the same. Just a bunch of stalls. Products are out. Nobody manning them. But, incredibly, I haven't been through the market district. I kind of came straight to what ails you when I got here after my meeting with the sergeant. Does seem a little strange to me, though, that they'd have a bunch of empty shops, product out and all.
Even stranger that they tend to be left alone as well.
He takes another swig from the flask. Could be. No, I haven't a clue. Not even the foggiest.
Rec begins looking around, scanning the furthest of perimeters, trying to look for anything that stands out. Like, because he didn't see anything out the window, as far as he could tell. But he's trying to figure that out.
Give me a perception check, would you? $23. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Other than the aforementioned stalls with a bunch of products sitting out and no one manning them.
All right, but he's still got his head on a swivel. He's
Rightfully so. Tess, Yolanthe, what are you up to?
Yolanthe hasn't told Tess about the elf scent yet, right?
No, she's still getting her Eldrin mind back. She kind of is looking at Tess with like the wolf hunched over, like, and then she kind of shakes her head and like blinks a few times, and she straightens up and she's like, someone was in here recently. I smelled an elf. I know it's an elf, but I can't. I know the scent. I just can't place who it is.
Tess knows it would be a lot to ask you to go back into your wolf form, but do you think it's possible there's a trail? A scent trail we may follow?
It's possible, but it might be best if I save my transformation for if we need to go into one of those boarded up buildings.
True.
But it's something we can come back to if
You mentioned that you jotted something down in your journal before, right?
Me?
Tess.
Today? Or was that previously?
Like earlier at the bar.
Oh no, she, because we weren't sure if what it was that was watching us was still watching us, Tess wrote down on the piece of paper on the bill of sale,
Okay.
did you write this? Like, to see if maybe he was too scared to talk out loud and maybe we could write back and forth, but then he just seemed like really confused about it. So Tess dropped it, but kept the bill of sale with the writing on it.
Okay.
Well, let us go inform everybody of what you smelt.
Yeah, it looks like they're all outside.
You who smelt it, dealt it. You're moving Scrito as well.
Whoops.
No, that was Tess. Scrito was like walking into the
Oh, okay.
Skirto was chasing a cricket or something.
I just imagine this little Kenku just sitting there like wide-eyed and confused. Well, we went and checked out this shop here. Definitely seems to also be abandoned. Everybody hydrate!
Coffee is hydrating. No, I'm just kidding.
Or dihydrate.
Infear's gonna walk up to Scrito and go, Scrito, have you heard of people disappearing like this?
Scrito sort of cocks his head to one side, looks around over at Tess, and then looks back at you, and he mimics people disappearing. And then in clearly Tess's voice, no.
Well, Yolante seemed to have picked up a smell of an elf that had been meandering around the inside. So somebody, whether they be a thief or something deeper, somebody is going, at least has gone into that shop. An elf.
Not just an elf. She's like racking her brain. She's like, I can remember it, but I can't. This is so frustrating.
Infear's gonna pull out his ring of sending, and he's gonna send a message to Antarius to say, unusual happenings in Schapeben. Everything okay with you folks?
Hey, where is Antarius?
Antarius had continued, once y'all took the portal from the ship, he continued his journey back to Imajokia, where he was going to report back to the queen there.
Oh,
He is a noble, after all. Or Zydre.
doing noble things, doing noble stuff.
You receive the response from him. Strange? How? Everything's normal here.
Shops closed up, but open with goods available to all. People appearing to disappear, but never existing.
And you said this out loud, yeah?
Well, I mean, I imagine that's how it happens through this ring of sending.
There's like a long pause where just everyone is sort of just anxiously waiting to hear back. Not sure how to respond to that, is the reply that you eventually get. Why did it cancel my... What the hell? It canceled my effect. That's poopy. Guys, I said rain. What the fuck? There. It's raining. It's fucking raining.
It's San Antonio where it's like, I'm raining. Just kidding. Just kidding again.
I'm
Tess
dead.
sticks
I'm
her
alive.
Tess sticks her tongue out and catches a few drops of the rain in her mouth.
Acidic.
Ugh.
Well, I
Ew,
mean,
wait,
not
what?
like super acidic. Well, rain
Oh.
has a higher acidity than regular
Yeah.
drinking water.
I was like, I'm sorry, we're just now finding out it's acid rain.
No, it's not acid rain.
I'm melting.
Rec looks and chuckles. Ain't got since God gave a goat.
Ain't got goat god indeed, Rick.
I was
great.
nervous.
Anyone would be nervous with the strange happenings happening around here.
I like how Ian Fear hid in a bush to talk to. Ian Fear creeps into a
Brave
bush
man may
behind.
face the rain, a wise man knows how to get out of it.
I'm just imagining Ian Fear hunched down in the bushes, whispering into this ring.
Hey, Scritto. Hey, you're a bird. Okay.
What now?
Have we looked at the shop that's next door to the Beholder? Since because it's like one big building that's split half and half, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, but we have not been inside the left half that the Beholder has said nobody owns.
That's correct. Yes. There's a portal that that you vaguely recall will take you to the other side, but you even have a memory of what the inside of the shop looks like, but
That seems unnecessary. You can just walk.
Didn't Tess buy diamonds from there previously, or was
no,
that the other
there was
shop?
a jewel shop that you would
Oh, okay,
purchase
okay.
diamonds from.
Is the jewel shop still open?
One way to find out.
Tess has to say she is pretty curious about this next door shop that we know was owned by somebody, but according to what Ian Fear heard from the Beholder, it is now empty. Perhaps we just take a peek inside.
As a refresher, and as you approach the shop, I'm assuming everybody is going for this.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Val's gonna kind of poke around the blacksmith here. But if you want to move your characters over toward the shop here, just as a refresher, the front of this large building stands two portals of green and purple light. Leafy vines spew upward along the cracks and in between the ancient-looking stones of the green portal, while the purple portal stands to the left. That should have been the right, I think. Carefully etched arcane runes across the faces of clean gray stones.
Question. If no one's ever worked here, why the portal? Why the sign?
Tess's thoughts exactly. If nobody works here, this portal should not be operating.
Well, after you then.
Is there a place I have to
guess I am
step, like, on the
ma-
map?
I guess I am the magic person, so
Yeah, go for it.
Ian Fear first.
So if you walk onto the portal, you can then step to the other side of the wall. Just like that.
It's raining in the building.
Magic rain.
it's also green tinted in the building.
I think that's
Magic
the portal glowing, maybe.
It is actually tinted with green light inside the building.
Oh.
Let me see here.
Is there a source?
Oh, sorry, I dragged you in there, Rek. Hold on. I'm also getting used to the UI again. They've changed stuff on me. You can't like deselect a token now by hitting escape, so I keep like doing it and closing out what I'm working with. So inside the shop, the walls are covered in shelves lined with glass jars and vague labels. Powdery smoke fills the air, the scent of which is cold and dry.
Wait, there's smoke in here?
Yes. Yeah,
Where's it coming from?
The air's kind of smoky. Behind the desk, there are a bunch of various implements. Looks like potion making stuff, as far as you can tell. Smoke plays D&D too. Yes.
Yolanthe. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say Yolanthe vaults over the counter, but apparently, oh, there we go.
Yeah, you can just walk over.
Yeah, she just climbs over and gets to the other side and just starts pawing around through all the stuff.
Everything that you can... Well, actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll an investigation check, will you? Eight.
I'm going to do my bend luck skill with that.
Okay.
Do I have to roll again?
Nope, he needs to roll a 1d4 and apply the number as a bonus. Or a penalty, if you want to penalize the Yolanthe for some reason.
No, I'm
4.
adding this.
Very nice.
Nice.
That would make it a 12. So, Yolanthe, as far as you can tell, it seems like all of this stuff has been recently used, let's say. There's still
Looks like
incense. There's still incense burning in a pot in the back of the room there. The source of the smoke.
Does it smell good?
It does. It does. It's very
Okay.
pungent. It's very pungent.
Yolanthe puts her hands on her hips and is like, for a store that's been closed for years, sure seems like somebody's been in here recently enough.
And what the
Is
fire
this the set of
hazard?
stairs next to me?
Slight correction. Yeah, those are stairs. A store that was never open.
Yeah. A store that was never open, yet is fully stocked and has incense burning in it. This is...
Amphire's gonna climb up to see what's up here.
On the upper level, there, or on the upper level of this building, looks like mostly a storeroom. There is a desk sitting in the back corner that has various papers out on it. Otherwise, this just looks like a pretty typical warehouse. There are barrels, there are shelves kind of stocked with things. Looks like more of the same as what you've seen downstairs. Just like a back
I'm
stock
gonna go
area.
through some of these papers, see if there's anything that sticks out. Similar kind of like writing to what we saw from the bill of sale.
Okay, yeah, no problem there. In fact, I don't even think you really need an investigation check or anything for this, since everything is already right in front of you. So you start kind of going through everything. A lot of these are like bills of sale. It's like stuff that details like stock. One of them, one noteworthy one that's like kind of close to the top of this of one of the stacks, depicts a shipment that was actually recently received by whoever is the writer. And that seems to have come in only a few days prior. It would have been just before you got into town.
From all of our looking around, do we get kind of a feel of what sort of shop this is? Like, is it an apothecary or something?
Yes, it's an apothecary. This sign outside says potion parlor.
Oh. Is there, like, looking at what I assume is herbs over here, is there anything that looks like something Yolanthe would be interested in just taking?
Sure. I mean, does Yolanthe have an interest in herbs?
Yes.
Well, we do know Yolanthe likes to partake of
I
this.
was about to say
smoke.
she's an herbalist. No, but like if there's any that can be made into like ointments or antidotes or whatever.
You just start pocketing stuff. There's all sorts of
Pretty
different
much,
types
yeah.
of herbs. We can work that out
I just
later.
scoop a bunch of herbs into my pack, and I'm like, well, these are going to go bad if nobody else is going to use them. I might as well.
Well, I'm definitely going to pocket this bill of sale for
Okay.
the ship.
Sure. Do you want to continue looking through what's there?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to actually have you go ahead and roll an investigation check just for, kind of reading through everything, catching details, because I assume you're not going to sit there and spend time, like, reading word for word everything. You're going to kind of skim through. You found the 11 herbs and spices. You found a fried chicken recipe. Something about it being finger-licking good.
They
With
were
a
working
fork.
on their greatest potion ever, the secret fried chicken.
While skimming through all of the pages, you don't seem to find... Wait, no, I'm sorry. That was a 1d4. That was from earlier.
It was a 14 I rolled.
Why am I not seeing it? Oh, it didn't auto-scroll. That's weird. Yeah, that was weird. And it's kind of hard to see the scroll bar on my screen, but yeah, I'll get used to that again.
Yeah, mine's not auto-scrolling either.
With a 14, you actually find another page within that stack that names the shop owner. Looks to be a person named Doril. Although you don't remember anyone with that name, although there's that sort of
Can you spell that?
Dorril.
Thank you.
There's a sort of by a former colonel. There's a sort of like itch, we'll call it, in your brain when you read that name. It's like you want to remember who it is, but you can't. Doral the Explorer. Hola, soy Doral. Can you say disappearance? Okay. There's one last thing that you find, Ian Fear. On the very, very top of this, well, on the very top of this desk, kind of pushed off to the corner to one side, which is why you didn't see it in the first place. There is a recent bill of sale that's documented, and it's like reduction of stock, etc., where he sold a few potions to somebody. Right in the middle of that, once again, in this like scrawled haste handwriting, it's come through the door.
Whoop.
We're definitely going to be pocketing that one then.
Ian Fear, like these stairs, one goes up, one goes down, right?
No, it's like a circular staircase kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Just leads up to the warehouse. The song's cool. I like this one. Fucking eerie.
So after I come back down, I'll say to the others, well, something we can add to the list of mysteriousness. This thing that seems to be watching actually goes in and does the grabbing, apparently.
The grabbing?
Of the people who seem to disappear.
Do you tell them what what it says.
Yeah, I'll show. I'll bring out the note. I say I found these two notes. One for the guy who was the shop owner, and one that seems to be a recent bill of sale.
Well, this one definitely proves that someone worked here. The other,
Yestis like reads through the text, sees the scrawled handwriting in the middle, and immediately slowly turns toward the portal entrance to the building.
I don't know what to make of that.
Sarai, he kind of paces over away from the door, seeing everybody kind of looking at it.
And the smoke in the room is like stagnant, right, from the incense. Like it doesn't seem to be hinting at any kind of hidden passageways or anything.
No, it's
Okay.
it's stagnant from the incense. Yeah.
Is this smoke like relatively fresh, or is it like a stick that's like nearly done?
It's not a stick. It's like a powder that's burning within a pot that's nearby. It's on the desk behind the this one. Sorry.
But does it look like it's mostly used up, or was it like recently lit?
Recently lit. It's rather full. Still burning. Yes, kind of proceeds back over to the counter, starts poking around. In fact, I'm going to have him probably go behind the counter here. He starts kind of looking through all the various like artifacts that are sitting out. You see him for a moment pick up like a small hand mirror, place it back down. Starts looking through some various like scrolls and other bottles, just kind of eyeing them, looking them over. Rek, what are you up to there?
Rek takes a couple steps over to the window so he can still see out, and just double checking that Valphalen's still out there.
Valphalen seems to be next to the. See him from here? Can you click on you? Yeah, you can. So you can see Valphalen. He's kind of poised near the blacksmith building. You're not really sure what he's doing there, but he possibly listening in or waiting for something.
Okay, he's just trying to confirm because he's the only one he can't see.
In fact, we'll say, as you kind of watch him, he starts to sort of slink back behind the building.
Oh no.
He's not very sneaky, though.
Rek's gonna be attaching leashes to everybody here soon.
Rex could have a leash on everybody. Yestis pipes up from behind the counter. Just seems like the more we find out, the more questions we have. He picks up a book that's on the counter back here. Starts thumbing through it. You see him nod once in a while.
Did I just hear a crow, or am I losing my mind?
You probably heard a crow. There are birds. Birds are around. Birds exist.
No, they don't.
Don't tell that to Scritto.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Bird.
Yolanthe takes her pipe out and just takes a little puff of it and pats Scritto on the head.
Scritto kind of, I want to say he chirps, but he like coos. I don't have the soundboard for him anymore. I've got to recreate that. It got deleted, sadly. Yeah, he kind of lets out a coo.
So, all these people that have vanished, they all seem to be involved with making potions, right? Remember that house with the little girl? There was a bunch of them there, too.
Potions?
I don't know. It seems like everyone who's disappeared has had some kind of means of crafting things. I wonder if that's why. If somebody needs them to make something, or if somebody's trying to stop them from making something. I don't know. It's so hard to make sense of anything.
Yes, just kind of paces back over to you. You mean this? And he holds up the potion that you retrieved from the other person's house.
Yeah.
A sleep supplement. Whoever
She
that
shakes
was
her.
must have had a problem getting to sleep at night.
Or
Right, so we found multiple of these sleep potions around.
Oh.
Is that...
They were in
at
that
that house.
house.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
that Ratlanthe came in and looked around in.
I wouldn't say it's really clear that they were the people crafting them, however. Likely they might have bought them even from this shop. He kind of looks back over toward the shelf and paces over there. Ah, right here. And he picks up an identical looking one and holds them up together, showing you.
She kind of leans on the counters like, there's no chance that all these people are just asleep somewhere, is there?
That is yet to be seen, I guess.
And if they were asleep somewhere, why would everybody forget about them?
That's an even better point, Tess.
Are there any other names on the bill of sale that Ianfear picked up? Is it just Doral, or was there like another signature?
Doril was one that appeared quite often. Like it would imply that he's the owner of the establishment, or was.
Yeah, but when I was just wondering if there were like any like signatures on the bill of sale, like from the person buying from the shop owner.
Not these.
And if we could,
Not these particular ones. No.
okay.
It's possible there could be, though. You might want to go check. That'd be something to look for.
I mean, if there was that one that had the recent sort of list of the purchase of goods, then even though he signed for the receipt, there should be sort of like a shop that would be where he purchased it from, or like a person's name that he purchased it from.
Who's that?
So, like, you mentioned, like, the first receipt that I had got, which sort of mentioned that it was Doral who was signing
The
one.
unbound shipment?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Probably not a person's name, more like a company. Probably, we'll say it probably came from a nearby town. Let me see. Faybrook. And Ianfear, you recognize Faybrook. It is it's a sort of a smaller town nearby. It's known for farming, herb gathering, that sort of thing.
Tess will also take the staircase up and just kind of have a poke around.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And what are you looking for in specific? Anything you're looking for in specific?
Oh, just anything that looks out of place in the room, like any empty potion bottles or any other papers and notebooks. Like if there's like furniture, like chairs or beds, she'll probably peek under those. Just kind of getting down on the hands and knees and crawling around the room to take a closer look.
One thing that you do notice is the primary light source for this upstairs room seems to be coming in through a nearby window. Across the room from it, there's a mirror hanging on the wall. Go ahead and roll your check.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that looks like a regular old mirror.
Seems fine.
Otherwise, there's the desk in the corner. There's a bunch of papers stacked on it. You sort of walk by and look it over real quick and immediately dismiss that Anfir's already looked through this. It's probably nothing more pertinent.
And she'll walk up to the mirror and check her teeth. See if they look yellowed or she needs to brush her teeth. May have been a while.
Perception check, please. Looking into the mirror, you can see the view of the window behind you. There is something looking at you from that window, and you turn around immediately to instinctively look back at it. There's nothing there.
When she turns and looks at the mirror again, is it gone?
There's nothing there. There was never anything there. You don't remember anything. Curious, though, why do you have goosebumps then?
Fuck, man, I've got goosebumps.
How big is this mirror? Is it just like a wall mounted?
Yeah, it's like
normal
it's a
size?
small wall-mounted mirror. It's about the size of a standard portrait, we'll say. So you can clearly see probably your bust as you stand before it.
And there's a light source coming in from the window,
From the window
behind
yeah.
her.
The window is the primary light source for this currently.
She'll walk back downstairs, looking a little frazzled.
Happened to you? You okay?
Tess?
Tess is not sure, but something seems off.
Is something up there? Lanthy
The
kind of
last thing
bristles a
Tess
bit.
honestly remembers is looking into a mirror, but it's as if Tess fell asleep and cannot remember for a moment what happened.
Maybe you just spooked yourself.
That is possible.
That's we call that kind of thing a liminal space. You know, you walk in, you're not supposed to be there necessarily.
Ugh,
Or it
lemons.
feels like you're not supposed to be there.
Lemons. There is a mirror up there, but outside of maybe needing to brush your teeth, Tess cannot figure anything else out.
Is it like the one at the college?
No, just what appears to be a regular old mirror, but it's funny that Tess cannot remember approaching and looking into it.
Mm-hmm. Yolanthe kind of lowers her eyes, or narrows her eyes, and she's like, maybe I should wolf back out and see if I can smell anything that none of us can see.
Are you, in fact, transforming again?
Yeah, she reaches up and touches her amulet and says a little quick prayer, and then her eyes do the glow thing, and then she starts to morph back into her preferred form.
Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Give me a second. Ah,
You can
yep,
do it. I
figured it
believe in
out.
you.
Haha. You're a wolf.
Work.
Oh.
Oh.
Puppy.
And I just start sniffing around the downstairs first to see if there's anything I smell. If I smell that. Specifically, I'm seeing if I can catch that same scent from before of the elf.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Not the same sense of the elf, but you definitely detect. You definitely detect a like someone else's scent who was previously here. It's faint,
Oh, not.
but it's there. Otherwise, the smoke from the incense permeating this room makes it difficult to detect much else.
Okay, well, I'm going to go up the stairs where there's no smoke.
You walk back to the upstairs. The stairs creak underneath your feet.
They're not working.
Oh, it doesn't. I don't actually have that
okay.
room like created. We're relying on our imagination.
Okay, well, I imagine I go up the stairs and start sniffing up there too.
So once again, you see the desk in the corner. There's a mirror hanging on the wall. Across from that, there is a window that is supplying light to the room. This shines light on various shelves, and basically there's a bunch of like back stock up here. Stuff that is not out on the sales floor as of yet, but it looks like more of the same, like potions, that sort of thing, ingredients.
Okay. Do I smell anything?
You're still detecting that faint smell of a person, but this time there's almost like a metallic. Yeah, that's blood. You smell blood.
Oh. Do I smell where it's coming from?
Go and roll another perception check with advantage. You start to sniff around the entire room. You're just picking it up. It's so faint. It's very difficult to point out, but it seems to lead back toward the stairs, and it just stops. There's nothing there. You don't see any blood.
But I can smell it.
It's so faint.
Hmm.
With that, we're going to go ahead and take a 15-minute break. I'm going to go ahead and roll an ad during this, so if you see that pop up, don't be alarmed. It was me the entire time.
Deal.
Panic.
15-minute intermission, and then we'll be back at it. Enjoy your break.
Everyone hydrate, get your snacks and bathroom break.
After these messages, we'll be
Be
right
right back. Intermission time. I'll see you guys afterward. Welcome back, everyone. Oh darn! Actually, no, because you're peeing. So I'd like everybody and Tess when they get back to roll a perception check, please.
Am I advantaged or not?
Nope. This is more of a sort
Like
of, wow.
I need it.
Yeah, you obviously don't need it. There's Psychon. Tess, if you would please roll a perception check. Tess is returning to the keyboard. Thank you, Remy. It's good to be back.
Perception. Disgrace. All right, let me go ahead.
More like P-ception, am I right?
Yeah, boy. The audience may hear squeaky dog toys. That's because Atlas is having so much fun with his toys right now.
Yes.
He's just so excited we're all back.
All right. Everyone except for Ian Fear. You notice a sort of strange sensation of some sound that was present and now isn't, but it the moment that you recognize it, it just doesn't seem like it ever existed.
Pretty sure Tessa's ears are going to visibly twitch. And she's gonna look from side to side real quick. Did anybody else feel something a little out of place just now?
Rec, roll a perception check in response to that.
Another one?
Correct.
Okay. At this point, he already wants to do something, but 15.
Rec, you have been idly, you notice, you have been idly using one of your hand axes to pick into the side of this, like, window frame, which is very uncharacteristic of you because you're not, like, a nervous person like that. But as you, like, look back toward what you've been picking, it says, "It's killing us. The shopkeep." Now, what did you want to do?
I'm sorry, hold on. He carved that into the wall?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
What did you
shit.
want to do?
And look around for a shopkeep now.
What shopkeep? What?
I'm looking around. Is there shopkeep around here?
No, why would there be a shopkeep?
I
There's
just
never-
go, I can't see my vision. And he's gonna jump out the window.
There has never been. Okay.
As I'm colliding with the wall.
Fucking guy.
There's a shatter.
To the town.
So you find Val Phelan, and he is like trying. He is like trying this door, and he looks over to you and he goes,
Rick, hurry, before they notice.
He runs right up to him.
I cannot open this lock. If you could help me, I want to see what's inside. I have a feeling the answers are in there.
How do you, like, hold on.
Is he just trying to smash the door in?
"What is it? Oh, we're trying with the warhammer." Yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll damage, please.
Okay.
It's stationary, so I mean you've got advantage.
That's what I figured, but I could have critted, so that's what I had to know.
Yeah, you're cool. You're cool. But
All right. Damage.
you hit that damage button. So we got a 7. Oh, there's like an apply button now? Oh, we're moving up in the world here. So you like hammer into this door and it's just like chunk. There's like a big old hole taken out.
All right, after hearing the door sound from outside and seeing Rec leave out, Eve here is going to go outside the shop to see what's going on.
As you pass by the window, you see this etched text. It's what is it? It's killing us.
It's killing us, the shopkeeper.
I'll say, hey, have you guys noticed Rec being a little more active than usual?
How do you mean?
Apparently he etched this note.
Tess is gonna approach the note and
To be
Give it a
very
good old stare.
to be very clear about that, Rec, you do not remember doing that.
Okay.
It was just you were like idly, apparently picking at this thing without even realizing it, and you wrote yourself a little note.
Tess is getting very familiar with this "it's killing us" message, but this is the first time a shopkeep has been mentioned.
This is also the first time, if I may interject, that it's been one of us that wrote it.
Let us go find Rag.
Indeed.
There's like a big gash in the door now. You can kind of see through it, but it's not big enough necessarily that you could fit like an arm through or anything like that.
I'll swing again.
Go ahead and roll it. I need to bring surround.
Just hit or just damage?
No. If you could roll the attack with a with advantage to see if you crit. Gonna have the others following suit here. 27. So of course you hit the door. Once again, the door just buckles beneath your hammer, but still the hole is not large enough for you to fit an arm through.
He's two-handing it with the hammer this time.
Upon the approach,
Man,
upon
that
their
door
approach,
is getting hammered. Sorry.
Upon their approach, Yestus actually steps forward. He takes a swig from his flask. And it's as though he just like reaches down at that, like the handle, and just the door just swings right open.
Very impressive work on that door, though.
What can I say? Always been good with locks.
I think
Tess
it's
was
the
talking
drink.
to Rec, thank you.
Oh. My apologies.
Not to be rude, friend. Not to be rude.
Yeah, I hit it for 15 on the second attack.
Yeah, Tess is staring at that big old gaping hole in the door. Like, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you nailed that thing. But yeah, like I said, yes, this kind of steps up, takes a swig out of that flask, and just opens the door right up like it's nothing. You've never seen anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
Sus.
And like that door was locked previously, right? That was the problem, and y'all were trying to smash your way in, and
Locked
he
tight,
just
yeah.
like, man. All right. So yes, just he's got some lock picking skills or something.
How did you do that?
He yes, just kind of like tilts the flask at him, and winks.
And Tess leans toward Yolanthe and says, Tess would very much like to know what that liquor is.
Ruff.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, that's got to be some of the hard stuff, I imagine. On account of why it's rough.
Rough.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
All right, Rec rushes in after him then.
As you walk in, everything appears pretty normal here. Rec, being one of the first to respond here, I'd like you to go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
$17.
There is no doubt about it. This is the scent of blood. Weird thing though is that you don't see blood anywhere.
He tilts his head back. Yolanthe, there's blood. Can you figure out where?
I'm sorry, the rope took me out.
I guess I will roll a find the blood perception.
With advantage, if you please. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were moving in, so I just kind of moved everybody. Yolanthe, there is definitely the scent of blood in here. You also smell the scent of the forge, and the smoke from that. Not really permeating the room because it's vented, but you can definitely smell the coals burning as well. But the scent of blood is very strong in this room.
Any spot where it's strong? She starts just kind of like circling around the room, just sniffing away.
It just seems like it's everywhere at first, but you start to kind of walk around the room, and it seems like it's coming from near the forge.
Okay, I come as close to the forge as I can get where the coal stank doesn't bother me too much.
Everybody roll a perception check. Yolanthe, for just a moment, when you get close to the forge, you almost like lose your footing. Probably nothing.
Like I trip over something?
Maybe? That's probably nothing.
I look down at the ground and kind of sniff, but then I'm just kind of like circling around the forge, trying to see if I see anything or smell anything.
Seems normal. You still pick up that heavy scent of blood, though.
Do I see any bones in the forge?
No. Everything else looks pretty normal.
Okay. I look over at Rick and I bark and I like turn my head to the forge and then turn back.
Is there a source of water nearby?
There is water that's in, there is water kind of close to the forge here where the blacksmith where a blacksmith, if there was one, would have, like, you know, doused the, what he's working on. Otherwise, a source of water, could you elaborate?
No, just, like, essentially, like, if there's, like, I'm trying to see, like, even if I can, like, if there's like, if I can pull out some water from somewhere to, like, spread it along the ground.
Okay. Sure, you could knock that over and it would spill water on the floor if that's what you're trying to do.
That, or, like, if there's, like, or if there's even, like, a little ladle or a cup or something, I'm going
You could try to steal Yestis's flask and pour that out and likely piss him off.
But I want to pour some water out in front of the ground of this forge. And then I'm going to use shape water to turn it into ice, because I want to see how far this ice would stretch out.
Okay.
Can shape water do that?
You choose an area of water you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. You manipulate it in one of the following ways. You instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. You cause the water to form into a simple shape into simple shapes and animate your direction. This change lasts for 1 hour. You change the water's color or opacity. The water must be changed in the same way throughout. This change lasts for 1 hour. You freeze the water, provided that there are no creatures in it. The water unfreezes in 1 hour. Okay, what are we trying to accomplish?
So if there is so we can't see any blood, but we have the scent, or at least Yolanthe has a scent. But if there is blood that we can't see, I want to see if this water that I'm pouring out will extend further with this ice shape than what I'm pouring out.
So you pour water on the floor, and you said you're freezing it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a patch of ice.
You turn it into a patch of ice. But no, nothing seems to stick out to you after that. It's just a regular old patch of ice that you've created. Closest to the forge, it begins to melt almost immediately.
No discoloration or anything?
Doesn't seem to be, no.
Is there any abnormality in the floor that would cause a creature to lose their footing walking up to the forge? Like
Besides the ice?
bumps? Does it seem, besides the ice, does it seem uneven? Like, do the tiles seem uneven? Or is there
You have no idea that actually happened. Only Yolanthe knows that she had lost her footing.
Oh, I assume that we would see her, slip or something.
You
My
did
bad.
not. I'm sorry. Should have been more clear about that. There's ice on the floor. That would make someone lose their footing.
Yolanthe comes over to
Yeah,
what
but
I
that
assume
happened
is another door and starts sniffing at it.
Smells like a door. And,
Might be the front door.
you detect the faint smell of 2 different humanoids.
Fresh or
Relatively.
like they're still there, or
No,
it's faint? Oh, okay.
it's faint.
Is the
They were
door
there.
able to be pushed open?
Try as you might, you're not able to push open the door.
I look over my wolf shoulder at Eustace and bark at him.
Yes, takes a step over. Looks like a door. No, I'm just kidding. He does. Yes, tries the door. Wait a minute. Takes a swig. It just opens right up. He steps back, gestures to you.
Oh, it just leads outside. Boo.
So it would seem. Why would there be a blacksmith with no blacksmith and no one running the shop?
Did we come here for something earlier today?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I seem to remember something about a few days.
I do feel like I had business here. No. Why would I have business at an empty shop? That doesn't make sense.
If there were a blacksmith here, days prior, maybe it had something to do with equipment? Your sword? Something that blacksmiths deal with. Now, Tess is not a professional blacksmith, but do you not go to one to upgrade steel or metal weapons? Or an armor?
It's possible I came by the shop to check for a blacksmith, and upon learning that there wasn't one here, quickly abandoned that notion.
And do you have all of your equipment?
He checks over himself real quick.
I do appear to, yes.
Evir's going to try actively looking around the shop, up including into the ceiling.
Perception check, please.
I have inspiration still on here. I'm going to go ahead and use it.
Okay.
I should have stuck with it.
You don't seem to find anything out of the ordinary. Ordinary being a relative term here. This looks like an ordinary blacksmith, but there's never been a blacksmith here, as far as you know.
Yet the forge is on fire
Yeah,
still.
the forge is lit, yeah. Weird.
I come over and start licking up some of the water.
It tastes like water. And dirt. Ash, probably.
I'm thirsty.
I'm not sure that there's anything else that can be gleaned from here. Oh. A blade. Sitting on the sharpening wheel. This place just seems to raise more questions the more that I look into it. Exactly what I'm saying. Why would there be a blacksmith here without a blacksmith? What are all these things doing here? It doesn't make any sense.
And the smell of blood.
And the smell of blood.
That's presumably not coming from any of the weapons here.
I'm afraid I'm as stuck as the rest of you lot.
I guess Tessa's just gonna take a look around the forge area, like, looking for any anomalies, I guess. Any, like, checking the thing that, like, you know, pipes the air in. Like, what exactly is keeping the coals alive right now? Like, where is the source of air coming from?
Outside, it has a vent on it.
There's a vent. Okay.
There's also a bellows, but it vents to the outside as well. So you've got an output vent that vents smoke up through the top, and then you've got another vent that comes in from the outdoors through the side.
So it would rely on, like, a natural breeze.
Not solely. Like I said, there
Okay.
there is a bellows there as well. Likely there is a secondary reason for that vent to be there, and that would be to output the hot air. Otherwise, you know, indoors it would get really, really hot.
The one thing that does bother Tess about this is, which shopkeep are we talking about in that message that was, unknowingly carved? There are only so many shopkeepers around this area that are remaining.
Just the beholder that runs the magic shop, as far as you can remember. All these other shops have never had anyone running them.
Hmm.
Everybody roll a perception check for me.
Let's do.
You were muted. Oh.
I'm crunching on popcorn. I didn't want to yell, but nat 20, baby.
Bing, 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 bing.
Whatever ambient noise that was filling the air possibly before was gone for just a moment. Suddenly seems to be back. Although you don't really hear any ambient noise other than like birds chirping, that sort of thing. There are birds outside.
Caca.
It's also stormy.
Any mirrors in here?
Roll a perception check for me. I mean, if you include the metal weapons that you can kind of get a reflection in.
Are there any windows in this shop?
No. Doors.
Can I tell, like, any direction that this, like, noise that disappeared or whatnot, like, came from?
Seems like it's just everywhere.
Yolanthe goes over to Ianfear and starts, like, nudging her nose at his pack, I guess? Backpack, pouch, whatever.
What is it?
Paw. Where does he keep the little mirror?
Good question. Where do you keep the little mirror?
Rex gonna walk to the front
yeah, I
of the
think
door of the shop and look out.
Actually, do I still have it?
You reach into your pocket. Yeah, the small mirror is still there.
Yeah, I guess I'll open it up.
Okay, you see your own reflection in it.
Yolanthe nudges at the mirror and then comes back over to the forge and then just, like, looks at him, like, follow.
So Amphere's gonna sort of angle the mirror so that way his back is to this water puddle. So that way he's looking into the mirror to look into it.
Selfie style.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the floor.
I immediately turn to look back.
You don't remember it being there.
Then I'm going to look back in the mirror.
There's a hole in the floor.
Okay, now what is this? I'm going to pull this to everyone.
The moment that you turn the mirror around, you don't remember what you were looking at.
This is a very hard mystery to solve.
I had the mirror, but why did I have the mirror out?
I try to look in the mirror myself.
There's a hole in the floor.
I look at the hole.
It's no longer there.
Oh,
You don't remember
well,
it. You don't even know why you were looking in the mirror in the first place, to be honest.
Oh, so I head tilt. And then I look at the mirror again, trying to remember why I was looking at it.
Oh, this is all very confusing.
Aimflare is going to go, I need someone to do something for me.
What do you need?
Look into this mirror towards the water. Tell us immediately what you see. Don't even think about doing anything else.
Kindly hand test the mirror.
I hand the mirror to Tess.
And she'll, I guess at this where she's standing, she's gonna turn around and use the mirror to peer into the water.
The moment that you grab that mirror out of Ian Fear's hand and it leaves Ian Fear's hand, boink, it's back in Ian Fear's hand.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Gift.
How
All
about
right.
you tell Tess what you see, and Tess can write it down in Tess's journal. And she'll pull out her journal.
Let's see if that works. So Ian Fear's gonna try staring selfie style into the water.
Ian Fear, what do you see?
You see a hole in the floor.
I see a hole in the floor.
Tess writes hole in floor in front of Forge in her journal.
Okay.
Can I see in the hole?
No, it's dark. It's black.
How big is the hole? I mean, I know I don't know that, but
What hole?
Does it... I was gonna say, does it look like person deep?
Does what look person deep?
The hole.
What hole? You wrote something? What did you write in your journal?
Tess looks at her journal. Hole in floor in front of Forge.
Right, but then underneath that, where you had clearly written, look at the door, it's watching us.
I turn my mirror over towards the front door.
There's a big face. It is like all white with these like massive black wet eyes just dripping down its face. It moves on.
Which way did it move?
Does he even remember seeing it at this point now that it's gone?
Saying what?
Okay.
I love that. Okay.
Tess is going to go out on a limb here, and everybody cover your ears. And she's gonna like just stick her fingers like deep into her ears because the sound has been bothering her since we got here. Like she knows that there is like a sound that seems to almost like an ambient noise goes quiet for a moment, and this is like a recurring thing. So like Tess is concerned we may be hearing something that we don't want to hear. And she's just gonna cover her ears.
Tess, you cover your ears. Who else is doing this?
I do because Tess told me to.
I am
You
You put your
also
paws over
covering
your
Yeah, I
ears.
stepped down,
Like-
put my
Are
paws
you
over
like
them.
Scooby-Doo, like, ooh?
I
like
got my head on the floor, like wolf butt up in the air with my paws over my ears.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm also covered.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing.
Everybody
just trying to see
roll
if I've got
a
anything.
Everybody roll a
block my
perception
ears.
check. Rec with advantage, please.
Perception?
Yep.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Rec, as
Get
you plug your ears, and as you look out over the horizon, you see distinctly these huge, like easily body-sized, like tentacles reaching up out of what seems like the ground.
What in the Stranger Things?
At the end of each of these tentacles, as you look, is affixed what appears to be almost like a humanoid-looking face. They scream into the air.
They're like sticking out of the ground, is that right?
So it seems.
Rex like seems normal.
Rec, you've never seen anything like this before. And they are huge.
I have guys. Are you seeing this? And I'm like gesturing with. Oh, I look back and I just start gesturing with my head outside.
Okay, still keeping her ears plugged, Tess will approach
with
the
a
door.
panic look on my face.
You see the same thing. These huge, like they're colored white. They're like these huge white, like they're I don't even know if I'd call them like tentacles, but like they have a face affixed to them. So I guess they're like a neck.
So like each tentacle has
A face. Yeah, it's almost like
Ooh,
I
what
guess
the
they're more like a giant neck of something. But they're like very tentacle-esque in the way that they move.
Like something out of H.R. Geiger.
Tess immediately still keeping her ears covered, but
As soon as you
kinda-
do that, you see one of the faces like immediately turn to look directly into your soul. Like, and once again, these eyes are like dark, black, wet.
Yolanthe heard Tess yell and like booked it out the door. She has her ears uncovered though because she's got 4 feet.
Everything seems normal.
I stand in front of Tess and just like hackles up, just start looking around suspiciously at everything.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I like start walking around, looking around, all like confused, like where's the danger? Where's the danger? Where is it? I'll kill it.
She's just like staring horrified out in the distance because she has never seen anything quite like this.
These things, as you kind of turn and look, just seem to be coming out of like random spots in the ground, like all over the city. And they're just reaching up. Some of them are kind of dive down into the like beyond where you can see, beyond houses, beyond buildings.
Okay.
Am I the only one that can't see anything?
What? What are you looking for?
Well, just because my ears are uncovered.
You don't even know why people are covering their ears, to be honest.
Okay, here's what Rec does. He activates his sending earring, and he looks at Tess and he goes, "Tell me to make earplugs when I take my hands away." And he drops his hands away. The sending goes straight to their brain, so she didn't have to hear it. Right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Still keeping
forgot
her
about the
ears
earrings.
plugged. She's going to look to Rec and say, Rec, earplugs. We need to make earplugs for everyone.
Rick starts digging in his bag. What are rations made out of?
Cheese.
Mostly dried meat.
All right.
Fuck.
He takes some dried meat out and he starts chewing it and he makes a little meat wad and he goes and he sticks it
Meanwhile,
on
get the
both
money,
sides.
see?
And he makes some meat wad earplugs.
Soon as
I'm
you put
just
those,
seeing Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force in my mind.
soon as you put those
Hey,
earplugs in,
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, huh?
soon as you put those earplugs in, you see something you have never seen before. It seems to be these like huge, almost neck-like tentacles reaching out of the ground. Sometimes they like dive back into like what seems the city. You've never seen anything like it.
I just continue to take rations and make little meat wad things.
Tess is
and
also
I-
going to sacrifice some of her rations as well to make sure he's not going through all of his.
She'll
She'll
hold
join in
up.
with chewing the meat.
I hold up 2 for in front of her face. Does she move her hands?
She's gonna have to. She's gonna have to unplug her ears to grab the earplugs. So she'll
No, don't. Just like
okay.
I put my hands up next to your head. You understand what I'm doing, right?
Okay, yeah.
And as soon as she moves her hands, I go, "Whook."
Ugh.
There's a splat.
It feels like the deepest wet willy she's ever gotten in her life.
Yeah, it actually is. You're going to be picking
Yeah.
meat out of your ears
Yeah,
for days.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
terrible. But and then I do that, and I'm like, and I'm just nodding at her.
Yeah, she nods back and then
And
we
we
gotta take care of the
continue
other
to
ear
do
too. She's also chewing meat as well.
This is quite disgusting.
Yeah, at this point, can I send to everyone in the party at once, or do I have to pick a person?
No, yeah, you can send to everybody.
Group
Yeah.
chat.
You
All
just,
right.
the caveat is
Yeah,
you
let-
have to be touching the stone.
Galanthe tries
Well-
to eat the meat when you try to put it in her ears.
Damn it.
But
Well,
I mean, that should be
I'm-
pretty easy because you know where it is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna touch the stone and be like, "We need to make earplugs. I'm making meat earplugs."
I'm gonna be looking inside this shop, seeing like if
So
there's
whether-
any sort of like fur or things like that in order to like stuff in the ears. And I'm gonna
He's just watching all this like, what the fuck?
tell this also to Sarahi. We need to cover our ears.
Are you covering your ears?
I mean, my ears have been covered.
Okay. Sarahi covers her ears, takes one look outside, and immediately uncovers her ears. And you just see, like, tears pouring down her face.
This is so intense. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay, do I have meat ears yet or no?
You're a wolf. It's going to take quite a bit of meat, and it can kind of be hard to get out. I would assume, but I don't know. Hey, Atlas, I need you for an experiment. Don't know. I have no I have no experience with putting meat in dog ears.
I imagine it's about as hard as putting eardrops in your dog's ears.
Worse, because they're actively trying to eat the meat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. I didn't mean it. I'm not really going to do it. Don't look at me like that. Dad, why are
So-
they even covering their ears?
I mean, whether they got their ears plugged or not, the people that have the sending things after I give the message should have gotten the message, hey, make something to plug your ears.
Yes.
So now it's whatever they see or don't see, if they're plugging or don't plug in their ears yet, they've gotten that message.
Val's kind of just got his hands over his ears at current.
Okay.
I see it. But what do we do about it?
Yolanthe does the put her paws over her ears thing again. And I see a tentacle thing, right?
Yeah, you do.
Immediately I stand up and start barking at it.
At what?
I don't know, but I just start barking. I knew I needed to bark at it, so I barked at it. I don't know what it is.
You're very confused. No idea why you would be barking. It's random, I guess. And also, why are your hackles raised? What the hell? Are you being chased? You might be being chased.
I start running.
I'm going to use my cloak of many fashions,
Oh,
and I'm going to have it turn into a turban. And
Okay.
tighten the so that way it's over the ears as well.
okay. Done.
With the ears plugged, can we see the hole in the floor?
You're outside. There's a hole in the floor. It's I mean, it's a pretty big hole.
Does it look like a person-size hole or a neck-face size hole?
It looks like a neck face size hole.
So we couldn't squeeze our bodies down it.
Oh, you
If we wanted.
absolutely could.
Oh, we could? Okay.
What about along the sides of this hole, or is it just like so deep that like you can't really see anything?
Along the sides of the hole, there's blood.
Oop.
Tess is going to, because she's like absolutely panicked at this point. She's gonna actually run out the door to, gosh, where was that shop at that we were at earlier? Oh, over here.
The potion shop?
This one here, not the potion, but the one with the produce. Is there a hole in here too?
There's a hole in the floor here. And around the hole is blood. Yestas, hands over his ears, says,
Tess is gonna pull out her journal and she's going to write in the journal something is eating the people. There are holes in every shop with blood around them. And she'll slap it down and then start chewing her own rations to help make earplugs for, I guess, Yestis. And Val as well. Does he still have his...
Val just has his hands over his ears.
He just has his hands over his ear holes.
So he turns to you, Val, Tess, and he says,
We're gonna have to learn some sign language or something.
Tess cannot hear you.
I'm gonna reach up to the ring that we have.
Yeah, the ring
Mine
of
was
sending,
actually-
right?
And say, don't forget, these send directly to each other, so we can speak through these rings.
he nods, takes his hands off of his ears, and touches the ring.
I
And then
don't
forgets,
recall
of
what I
course.
was going to say.
No time to ask questions. You need to plug your ears with something other than your hands. Here, and she'll hand a ration to him. Chew this up and put it in your ears.
That's
Or she's more like, chew this up and put this in your ears.
that's disgusting.
Also,
No time for questions.
My ears don't really work that way.
Does
Rec,
anybody have tape?
Rec moves over to the table that's got these food sacks over here, starts tearing strips out of them, and starts wetting them down with the water skin, and walks over. Where's Yolanthe?
Yolanthe took off running. She's just like, I'm being chased.
Shit. So he-
Zoomies.
where are you
he
running
moves
to?
over-
It's not
Yolanthe?
letting me ping.
Click and hold? Is it not letting you do it?
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see you now. You're like behind the shop.
Yeah, I'm cowering under a cart right now.
Okay. Yolanthe is gone.
Amphere's gonna tear some strips out of the this it looks like a leather carpet or like bearskin type of
Yeah,
carpet,
it's a skin carpet.
and he's gonna pull some of the hempen rope that he has, and he's gonna attach this over Sarahi's ears and say, no matter what, do not take this away from you.
If you say so. She does as you say and affixes the makeshift earplugs to her ears.
Rec ties the wet strips kind of around Valphaelin's head, not to block his vision, but just to cover up where he thinks his ears are.
Amphere's gonna look through his Mythical Monsters of Madness book that's in here, see if there's anything that mentions creatures that affect senses, specifically sound.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me with advantage. I didn't think I was going to need this quickly. Okay.
We're smart.
Firstly, Ian Fear, kind of peering out the door. Actually, everybody who's outside, you notice that one of the faces goes down into the city proper, and for just a moment, that shrieking stops. Whoop, wrong one. Let's say this one. Okay. Ian Fear, thumbing through the pages of this book, you finally come upon an entry that has a very similar depiction, like a visual depiction of these like necks coming up through the ground. The page is titled False Hydra, and it says, "Common wisdom holds that false hydras come from the ground. They spontaneously originate as undifferentiated masses of flesh, potatoes that sprout from no seed. Supposedly, they germinate in response to lies, and that each falsehood causes a false hydra to swell larger. Scholars agree because they have no better idea. In fact, so much of these abominations boggles the mind that scholars really don't know where to begin. Paranoia dominates any discussion about it. Everyone wants to know, is it here? Is it in my town? Is that long, flaccid face watching me through the window even now? It goes on. Looks like the right creature, though.
Does it mention anything about favored prey?
Well, continuing, there are false alarms. Criminals and deserters have pleaded that they are merely under the influence of the false Hydra, that they were merely trying to escape its influence, and sometimes that was the truth. There are ghost towns, victims of false Hydras. People don't revisit those sites out of fear of vengeful ghosts, and perhaps the false Hydra is still there. The black rot at the center of the bone. And how would you know?
Well, we know a place that Wreck won't go to then.
Seems like it eats humans. It eats humanoids.
I'm going to sort of highlight and circle this passage, and then I'm going to call the others and say, this apparently sounds like something called a false Hydra.
Balphalin and followed by Yestis enter the building.
False Hydra, you say?
That explains the necks. Well, actually, no. He says, You have no idea what he said. You can't hear him.
Didn't Ian Fear send a message out to everyone to use the ring or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Oh, our wonderful himbo.
He grabs the ring that's around one of his tusks.
Yes, how do we fight it?
Tess is still very much paralyzed in fear outside the front of the store, so she's not really catching all this, by the way.
I don't think, like, I'm going to read through again, but it didn't mention anything about, like, because there's not even a clear definition of how they come about, right?
No, not really. If you kind of
will come get Tess and lead her into the store.
She goes along with him.
So, kind of perusing through everything, kind of skimming everything, you kind of get the sense that these entities, whatever this false Hydra thing is some sort of abomination that obviously feasts on people. It seems like their howl in specific, whatever this like shrieking that they do, is what makes them exist in a sort of blind spot in your perception, like not just your like vision, but also in like your just cognition in general.
Did that have anything to do with like if Tess could like think way back to before they left the tavern today, that the bartender was humming a song that sounded strangely familiar? Is that it? Like, do I have to roll anything to see if those dots connect at all?
Go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
Okay.
While that's going on, as soon as Rex sees Yolanthe again, he yells, "Heal! Yolanthe, heal!" And then he goes over and he tears another strip off. And he does the same thing he did for Valfail and wraps it around her head. It's like, go inside.
Okay, do I see the tentacle things again?
Yes. You've never
Start
seen
barking
anything
at one
like
of
this
them.
before in your life.
Bark, 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 bark.
He's just like grabbing her by the scruff and drags her into the shop and stands in front of the door.
Oh, I can't go in.
Why not?
Oh, there it goes.
There you
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You just like yeets the dog into the store.
Darkcool follows after you.
Okay. I was about to go get him next.
Okay. He says, You can't hear him.
Oh, he doesn't
though.
have an earring. Give him a piece of paper or something.
Rolled a 19 on my wisdom. Oh, that was a saving throw, not a check. My bad. I'm rusty.
I'll take it, actually. I'll
Okay.
take it. Hold on, I'm trying to remember what that was for. I unplugged my ears really quick, and now I don't even know what that
She was trying to connect the dots, between the
Oh, right, the
song
right.
that the bartender was singing and this like weird, I'm assuming, noise that we've been hearing but not realizing.
No, that's right. There was like a couple nights ago, maybe it was last night, and the bartender was like dancing with someone, and that song was playing, and he was humming it.
Okay. So not all was forgotten, just the humanoid he was dancing with was forgotten.
In fear, you continue reading, and so like this whole problem with the like cognition thing, it seems to be like an auditory, it's almost like a charm that's put on folks, and I don't know, although there needs to be more study done into it.
I mean,
But for a lot of
apparently-
people who encounter these, it seems like there is sort of a disconnect between their left brain and right brain, and the two like tend to combat each other, and this causes a sort of symptom where one may idly be doing something, and then that left brain will try to like break through and like communicate to them what the fuck they're seeing, which would
So it's almost like a deja vu effect,
right
almost.
right so you might come to and not realize why you were just etching the words into this windowsill with an axe.
Speaking of which, it is a little strange that there hasn't been like motion from other people to notice that someone broke through a window and like called security.
No one is around. For now, I think we should reconvene at the tavern. Discuss what we're going to do next.
Tess would actually like to stop by the library to see if there's any more information we can dig up about this fat hydra.
False. If
Oh,
I
false.
heard you correctly, in fear.
They could be fat bottom, especially with all the feeding they've been doing.
Likely.
Do they make
Rex
our
turning
rocket
back and
world-
looking at everybody going, y'all all got your ears covered. I'm about to run out and hit this thing.
Elanthi's looking at the hole.
That's definitely a hole in the floor. There's
She
blood
starts-
all around it.
She starts trying to like squeeze in.
It goes straight down. Like, this won't be a squeeze in, this would be a fall.
like taking fall damage kind of
Oh,
fall, right?
yeah. Like
never
a-
mind.
You have no idea how
I
deep
just squeeze
this
my
thing
head
is.
in then.
No, it's, again, not a squeeze thing. This is like, you could easily fit, like, a person down this. Like, you would fall.
Oh.
Like, this is more like a you lean over the hole and you kind of look in. Like, obviously, like, one part of your brain allowed you to dodge this hole earlier, and the other part is why you stumbled.
Okay.
Tess is going to try her best to Let's reel Rec back in real quick.
Like I have held my
no.
my panic off as much as I can.
We need the plan, Rec. If you rush in there, you could very well get swallowed up, just like these other people.
I wonder how many people it's eaten.
That is besides the point.
There are.
Looking outside, like this thing seems like it has necks like in a lot of places. Like this whole city is in danger.
Tess is willing to bet that every single abandoned household we have gone to has a hole in it. There's probably even multiple possibly holes in the tavern or the library.
Do the faces look like distinguished faces, like different ones? Like,
No.
do they look like the people? Oh,
They just have like black
I don't know if
eyes
that's better or worse.
Yeah, they kind of they. Do you remember from the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time those big shambling like I forget what they're called, and like they were like in the like cemetery, and they would look at you and they'd go
like
and like
dead hand.
they would like they would like
Oh, no.
stare at you while they like shambled up toward you.
Yeah.
The faces on those is what this looks like. It's like black.
The
it's
faces.
like blacked out wet eyes with these like huge wide gaping mouths with tons of teeth. Yeah.
Dead hand.
Dead hand, yes.
Yeah,
that's what
dead
they look
hand
like.
from Ocarina of Time. Okay.
But if you could think about that face being on a giant long neck, that's what they look like.
This may, in fact, be something to take straight to the college if this is getting as serious, especially with as big as this thing appears to be.
Indeed. I still believe we should make our way back to the tavern, gather ourselves, document everything, so that we don't forget again.
Tess agrees. To the tavern we go, and then from there we'll come up with some kind of plan to deal with this.
No matter what, we must keep our ears covered.
Absolutely.
You all walk back to the tavern, and upon entering, the bartender once again greets you from behind the counter. Welcome back.
Oh, my screen is gray again.
Oh. Strange. Oh, that's odd. What's going on here? It just gave me this token represents an actor who is no longer in the world. Did that fix it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Do we see a hole now that our ears are covered in here?
Yeah, there's a hole right behind the bar.
Oh no.
Under her breath, she'll, or at least, oh yeah, because we're speaking through the ring, so we can hear it in our brains. Let us try to keep this on the down low so that we do not cause a panic.
That is
So we're gonna just wave
astute
at
of
the
you.
guy then.
Sorry, Ian Fear, what?
I think we're just gonna wave in greeting since he just called us back to us to say welcome back.
Yeah.
Ian Fear, go ahead and roll a deception check.
Rick's just looking at Tess going, we all should be panicking.
Now Tess is very much panicking, but trying to keep everything under wraps.
You wave at the bartender.
Disgrace.
Hey, let me know if you need anything. Seems like he bought it.
Thumbs up.
Tess is gonna head for this table over here so we can sit down and convene there.
his poor wife.
These poor people. Their loved ones just disappearing.
Oh, I didn't mean to move you. I'm sorry, right?
I would also like to go ahead and shift out of my wild shape.
How's that gonna look with the meat ear thing that you got?
I don't have meat ears. I have the earmuffs that Rick made, which I kind of have to readjust on my head. But I have pointy ears as Eldrin too. So
At this point, no.
I personally think we should go somewhere a bit more, well, private. Perhaps to our rooms.
This may sound a little selfish, but Tess would very much like a drink to help calm the nerves before we do such a thing.
That does make sense, indeed.
Plus, we do not want to make everything seem out of place, that we all just come back and disappear to our rooms. It may cause suspicion or panic.
One problem with that. We'd have to be able to communicate with the barkeep. And at current, we can't hear anything outside of what's in our ears already.
does
What if
Scrito
we
have
all
your
just-
plugs?
What's that?
Does Scrito have your plugs?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
Rico is just happily following behind Tess.
Yeah, Tess always reaches out and holds his hand and just takes him wherever.
Yolanthe looks at Scrito and says, ale, please, and then points over at the bar.
Scrito walks over toward the bar, and you hear him mimic back in your exact tone. Ale, please.
Hey, coming right up.
You don't really hear what the bartender is saying, but he turns around and hands Scrito a bunch of ale, bunch of glasses. And Scrito grabs everything up that he can with his feathery hands,
That's right, feather fingers.
walks back over.
Very carefully wobbles his way over.
Oh, he's
I
spilling
guess-
shit everywhere.
I guess I could have gone to help, I guess.
He starts dishing out these drinks to everyone.
I pat Scrito's head and say, thank you, friend. Or, when he gets back around.
You all start downing your drinks. It definitely helps to take the nerve off, but with your ears still covered, you can see just outside the window these huge necks. They just seem to be everywhere.
Yolanthe leans over to Ianfear and then realizes she doesn't actually have to and says into her sending collar, do we have to pretend we don't see these things? Or will they try to eat us?
Ian Fear, the book is not really clear about that.
Doesn't say in the book. My guess would be try to avoid them if possible, but don't look like you're trying to do it.
The last thing that you read, paragraph-wise on this creature, is that it seems to consume everything until the town is completely devoid of people. Well, almost devoid of people. It does leave people alive at the end to enthrall them, to carry it to the next town so that it can continue to feed.
Does this book say how to kill them by chance?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's why Tess wanted to go to the library at some point to see if we could dig up more information. But for now, we're just trying to get our bearings and come up with some kind of plan.
I'm exhausted. It's late. I'd very much like to get some rest.
Tess feels uncomfortable with everybody going to sleep, knowing there's a gaping hole in the floor that could swallow someone up.
Are you implying we should have a watch?
Absolutely.
I'm staying up.
I'll stay up with you. Better that we have two people.
You just said you were tired. Surely somebody else could. We do not want you suffering from exhaustion.
We all need to take our turn. I will get my sleep in time, Tess.
Fair enough.
Yolanthe stands up and says, I actually think I might take a little trip to the tower and see if I can tell them what's going on and maybe get some answers there.
It's late, Yolanthe. I think we should wait until the morning.
Yolanthe kind of looks down at her fingernails and has kind of like a conflicted look on her face, and she says, all this has gotten me a bit shaken up, and if I'm totally honest, there's sort of an ulterior motive for me going as well, if you don't mind.
Understandably so. Do as you must.
She nods and swigs down her last little bit of ale and tosses a whatever coin, gold, I guess, silver, I don't know, onto the table, and then kind of nods at everybody and says, I'll see you all, well, I guess in the morning.
Do be careful. Remember, act natural.
She looks out the window and just kind of like grimaces. It's like, I'll try.
Well, I'm
Tess
going
is
to retire.
gonna chug the rest of her. Tess is gonna chug the rest of her drink, and grab a hold of Scritto's little feathered hand and say, "Well, we have some earplugs to figure out for this little one. Sweet dreams, everybody."
Val and Yestis retire back to the back. Is everyone else doing the same?
Yeah, except for Rek, right? Who's staying up for now.
Well, if you're gonna stay out here, I mean, you could be in there and still keep watch.
Yeah, I was gonna just be going back and forth between the rooms while on watch.
I don't want to move my character all that way, but yeah, Tess is going to help make some earplugs for Scritto and then try to get some sleep.
As you come into the hallway, you see the lights on and coming through an open door. Curious, you enter. Whoops, need to put him there. Val and Yestis has now taken out his earplugs, and Val is kind of unraveling everything. But for the others who are here, you notice an additional backpack that you don't remember being there last time.
What is with the backpack?
Backpack?
This one. And she'll, where is it?
Are you
Is
gonna
this
pick
the
it up?
backpack? Is that a chair?
It's
She's not gonna pick it up. She's just gonna open it.
Okay. Inside there seem to be like various personal effects. There's also a letter down in the bottom.
Being the nosy one that she is, Tess is gonna immediately read the letter.
The letter is addressed to Yestis. One moment, please.
She reads it to herself first.
Okay. One moment. Where the fuck is this? I documented this somewhere. I know I documented it somewhere. Ah. You quickly peruse the letter, looking down at the bottom. It seems to be from somebody you've never heard of, named Pip Quickfoot. Possibly the owner of the backpack. Oh my. The letter talks about all of the, the letter talks about it sort of has a sense of gratitude toward Yestis for all the time that they have spent together, being partners and all. And, it seems like Pip was really excited about looking into this case in Schapeben, as they would be traveling together. To look into this disappearance.
Is there anything else interesting inside the backpack?
There seem to be some various different. There seem to be some various different like lock picking mechanisms. It seems like this person may have been some sort of an infiltrationist.
Oh god, he liquefied Pip and put him in the flask.
Yes, this.
Yes. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Yes. Tess?
Yes, Tess.
What happened to Pip Quickfoot?
Name rings a bell. I don't rightly know.
Tess thinks she knows, unfortunately. Since Pip Quickfoot is not in this immediate area with us, Tess is going to take the lockpicking stuff.
Does he have any rations?
Yeah, there are probably rations in the backpack too. Let's say a week's worth of rations.
She'll take that too.
Time for more meat muffs.
Tess, go ahead and roll a wisdom check. We're going to call this a DC 15 wisdom check.
Okay. Not survival, but like wisdom.
Wisdom.
Right.
Yeah,
Like saving throw? Okay.
just a check. Like if you click on your wisdom stat, it
Yeah.
should let you.
Ability check. I see
Yeah,
that
there you
now.
go. You seem to have this very vague but very separated memory of. Do you remember when you were outside the blacksmith just now? And there was this little halfling, and he and Yestis walked up to that door, and that halfling did something on the lock, and it opened right up. And then again, inside, yeah, he was there. And he just opened the door right up. And then he was gone. Yeah, the sound stopped. He was getting eaten. That's all the time we've got for today. Until next time, 2 weeks from now. I'll see you all then. And until then, keep a song in your heart. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.